Today, I'm going to be reviewing one of the most important books of all time if you're serious about building an online business. It's called Purple Cow by Seth Godin. In today's video, I'm going to summarize the most important points in the book, and I'm going to show you why you need to read this book if you're serious about internet marketing. Okay, so before we go into the review, this video is sponsored by Audible.com, a service I highly recommend and which I use myself. Purple Cow is a great book, and there's many other great books that you can get priceless wisdom from. But I know that you probably don't have a lot of time for reading books, and that's why I love Audible. You can listen to the book while you're at the gym, while you're in the car, or while you're doing something else, and you can absorb a lot of really priceless knowledge for a great price and without having to spend any additional time. So I recommend picking up the monthly membership to Audible and picking this up as your very first book. So go to the link below, go to audible.com. That is an affiliate link, so I will make a small commission if you click on that link. But go to audible.com and sign up for a membership if you'd like to check out the audiobook. All right, so let's talk about Purple Cow and why this book is so important for you to read. This is a very old book and a book that not a lot of people are talking about, but nevertheless, the knowledge in this book is more applicable than ever in the internet era. I'm going to summarize the main points of this book, but I encourage you to read the full thing yourself so you get a detailed view of it. Now, the most important point that the book Purple Cow made is that a lot of business owners, when they're starting a business or when a business is launching a new product, they have the belief that if they could just make a better product, then people are going to see that, and people will realize that if they could just explain how their product is better. They think that becoming successful in business is just a matter of having a better product and adequately explaining the benefits of that product to the customer in their marketing. What Seth Godin revealed in this book, though, is that in the modern economy, that is not enough. If you have a better product and if you do a better job explaining how the benefits are better, you will lose. And the incumbents, or the people that are already selling to the customers, will just continue to sell to the customers the same way they've always been. And that's for a couple different reasons. First of all, in the modern economy, we are bombarded with advertising. In the past, in the 50s and 60s, people would pay attention to every ad they saw because they didn't see that many. So by default, they were paying attention to your ad. But by default, we ignore ads right now because we have to. If you think about your own behavior as a consumer, you probably ignore at least 95% of the ads that you see just because you have to. You probably see at least 20 or 30 different ads a day. If you paid attention to all of them, that would just be your full day, paying attention to ads and buying the products from those ads. You can't do that, so we have to be selective about the ads that we pay attention to. So because of that, our default reaction is to not pay attention to ads, and on YouTube especially, our default reaction is to skip the ad before we even get into it. Now, this is terrible for business owners because even if your marketing after that point was better, even after the first 5 seconds, if you said something brilliant that would have convinced them to buy, it really doesn't even matter if people skip your ad reflexively after the first 5 seconds. Seth Godin, in this book many years ago, realized that you need a purple cow, or in other words, something very remarkable that will catch people's attention. That is the first step to marketing success, not having a better product and not explaining the benefits of that product. The first step is to catch attention, and you have to do that before anything else matters. The analogy that he gives in this book is that most businesses are brown cows. When you're driving through cow fields, when you're driving through the fields of, say, Pennsylvania, and you see hundreds and hundreds of cows, you don't even notice the brown cows anymore because there are so many of them. You actually become blind to these brown cows and you just stop noticing them altogether. And that's what your advertising is like right now if you're using conventional advertising. The analogy that Seth Godin says, though, is that imagine if you were driving through these fields of endless brown cows and you saw one purple cow. That would be remarkable, right? You would pay attention to that cow because it's different. It's outrageously different in a way that catches your attention. And that is what you need if you want to be successful with YouTube advertising. Now, this concept is particularly applicable to YouTube advertising because people have the option to skip your ad after 5 seconds. Unless there's something remarkable, unless there is a purple cow within the first 5 seconds, your ad will be skipped. Nothing you do after that, and nothing about your product will matter if your ad is skipped. On the other hand, though, if you can put a purple cow in the first 5 seconds of your ad, something remarkable that people have to pay attention to, then they're going to keep watching. and you have to do some things after that to get them to your website and to get them to buy, but now you have a chance. Now you have attention, and better marketing and better products can be effective. So I would say this is the number one most important critical concept that you have to take away from this book. Having a better product and having better marketing is not going to be enough to build a successful business. The essential first step, especially with YouTube ads, is having a purple cow to catch attention. Now, once you have that purple cow, you can't just do something outrageous and then go into an unrelated sales pitch. That's not going to work, as I explained in my book. What you need is you need to have a purple cow, and then you need to smoothly transition that into the main pitch in your ad, where you explain the benefits of going to your website and you explain the benefits of your product. So you need a purple cow, then you need a transition. But the first step is always, always, always the purple cow. And that's the concept you're going to learn from this book. And you're going to get some great examples of ways that you could have a purple cow in your advertising and in your promotional material. Now, with that being said, I do want to provide a balanced review. Even though Seth Godin made some really brilliant points in this book, and I'd recommend you read it, there are some points which in hindsight didn't really pan out. For example, Seth Godin predicted the demise of advertising, and he predicted that advertising would no longer be effective as a way to sell products in this book. 20 years later, we can see that obviously hasn't happened. Instead, advertising has evolved and changed in a way that still kept it effective and relevant to the customers. So I would say that would be an example of one of the points in this book I disagree with. Nevertheless, I still recommend everybody read this book just because of that purple cow concept and because of how important being remarkable in the first 5 seconds has become, especially for YouTube advertising. So that is my review of Purple Cow, a book I highly recommend, in which I think you have to read it if you're serious about online marketing. So if you want to pick up a copy of Purple Cow, then go to the link below and get a copy from Audible. Again, Audible, I love it because you can listen to the book while you're doing something else, and you can absorb the knowledge in this book and many other amazing books while you're doing something else, and you don't have to spend extra time to get this knowledge. So go to audible.com and get your membership now, and I would appreciate if you use my link. So thank you guys for watching this episode. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and share it with your friends if you think they could benefit from learning about Purple Cow too. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.